Welcome to the Facerocker Podcast number 79, brought to you by Squarespace. This week, we sit down with Joey and Dez. We talk about a whole range of things, including, most importantly, the return of BattleBots and man versus machine. We have some very, very good ideas for BattleBots. I'm quite proud of them. Probably one of the funnier segments we've ever done. So look forward to that. We talk about Joey's podcast and this crazy ball pit video that we just put out, as well as the lens test and what's going on with the film school. It's all in all, real fun, interesting podcast, so I won't keep you from it. Let's go. Ah! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another Facerocker podcast. This time sponsored by our buddies over at Squarespace. A little more from them later on. To my left, I have Desmond Dolly.
Hey, everybody.
And to my right, joined by Joey Scoma. Joey Two Meals.
Well, I mean, I'm on their left, if from their point of view.
That is true.
Very astute observation.
But I don't know. I always get thrown off.
That's true.
You did say to your left.
Fine. Nobody's watching this. This is an audio medium. It's a theater of the mind, Joey. And I've constructed a beautiful stage upon which our listeners are constructing our presence, and you've gone ahead and just confused that. So congratulations,
well,
Joey.
Sure. So inside their mind, just picture me on whatever side you okay.
And naked.
And naked.
Now there goes both listeners.
No, that's for us. So
okay.
So we don't get stage fright.
Oh boy. This has been a crazy week. We're getting into it right now.
Man, it's nuts. I'm fried already, and we haven't even started shooting.
That is true. We're getting into our Hulu show. You know, I'm going to talk to old B. Waller and try and get you guys out there a copy of the trailer that we put up for, that we played at the Hulu New Fronts presentation. We're going to have to look into that, and we're going to try and get that for you. Give you a sense, a little teaser of what's to come. But yeah, we're in hard prep for it. So a lot of location scouting, a lot of tech scouts, a lot going over the script, schedule, sides, personnel, questions, art department,
casting
stunts.
right now. So we had celebrities coming in and out, fighting each other tooth and nail over the best parts.
Did you see any said celebrities?
No, I didn't.
No.
Joe? They get put in through the back. They don't come through the front.
Right. They have their own separate little side door that we sort of funnel them through. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what we're going. So pretty soon, not quite, not yet, but pretty soon I'm going to be less of a sultry voice on these podcasts here. But I'm sure Benji Dolly, podcast producer, will find so I think we're gonna Benji just replace me with Logan and watch the popularity of this podcast skyrocket.
Well, yeah.
Anyway,
the comments lead us to believe so, but we're actually going to send Benji out into the field.
Yes,
and,
that's right.
Record a cast or two from the set,
live from set. We do some field recordings, NPR style. We're real crazy operation here over here at RocketJump.
Next level, I believe is the term.
Is that the phrase?
Ramshackle.
Yeah. Oh boy,
Who?
So really quick,
His name is Ram Shackle.
I'll look him up.
Right.
Okay.
So this week we film school in full swing, and one of the videos that I was very excited about got put up. We did a lens comparison because basically here's what it is. And Des, I'm sure you've experienced this. All of us, we've experienced this on set. Where the DP is like, "Hey, we got to get on the primes. We got to get on these lenses. We got to rent these lenses.
We need the master primes."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm of the opinion of most people, one, can't tell, and then if 99% people can't tell, 99.999% of people don't care, and that's the audience side of things. And it's really just kind of like, making yourself feel better and giving yourself
totally important test to have.
So the idea was to take the cheapest Canon lenses we could get, like the kit lenses that come with your camera, and put them head to head against $15,000 Zeiss German engineered prime lenses. And the funny thing about that
was an Arnold impression. He's not from Germany.
That's kind of my Herzog.
That was your Herzog.
Oh, sorry. But he is German.
Bavarian. But here's the thing, right? So when you talk about whatever, they're all saying to me. Whatever. So when you talk about lenses, right? The thing that always throws me off is these. It's like there's this knowledge in the film world, right? And everyone's like, this is how it has to be done, and this is the best. And people seem to be a little bit miffed at even the idea of this test a little bit. They're like, of course you can tell. And then for those people who couldn't tell, because frankly you can't, let's be honest, you can't, they would do things like, my favorite was in the comments, they'll be like, well, clearly A is sharper, B has a little more color contrast, and C is a softer lens. And then this is where I turn around and I go, yo, A, B, and C were different lenses every time. You just proved my point. I drop the mic and walk away. You know what I mean? But it's one of those things where you really can't tell. And it's like, and I would challenge you to even tell uncompressed.
I took the test. I took the quiz.
you did,
and
you
I
did.
got it wrong.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Oh, it was. I don't remember what my score was, but I was never right.
Never even close.
No,
And I
not
can't
close.
tell. Oh, actually, I fall under the category don't care.
I was so certain that the.
Oh yeah, Joey actually can tell. Joey can tell from a glance exactly how much money is in that lens, but
No
he actually
idea.
just doesn't care. Yeah,
No
exactly.
idea. but no. I mean, the test. I guess people are trying to justify why they're scoring so low, and they go to the YouTube compression too. They say,
Which is
it's
great.
been knocked
Yeah.
down to a
Which is
crappy
great.
YouTube compression,
Which is
It's like,
hilarious.
well, that's how we're viewing most of our stuff anyway these days.
And let's back up for a
so-
second. When you say YouTube compression, what do you mean by that?
Well, I don't know what they mean by that.
Because
I'm
here's my point.
That's their defense.
Because what they're saying is it's compressed. Okay, guess what? Everything's compressed. And they say, well, Vimeo has better compression. No, it doesn't. What are you talking about?
Right.
Compression is some magical. It's a mathematical process. You know what I mean? It's not like Vimeo is going to be. It really what kind of comes down to is how much bandwidth you have and how much processing power you have. That's how good your compression can be. Let's see. Google has all the bandwidth in the world and all the storage in the world. It doesn't matter. And in fact, actually, real quick, I'm glad you're here, Joey. That should be our next film school video.
Which one?
YouTube versus Vimeo, what looks better?
Oh boy.
Oh, that would be good actually.
And I can prove, and I've done the tests, that they're literally pretty much exactly the same.
And people are listening right now, going, "I don't believe you. That's bullcrap." That's
Well, because
exactly why you
Vimeo-
need to
Exactly.
demonstrate
This is my role.
compression off.
This is my role in the film school, Joey.
All right.
And that's to take these long established beliefs and crush these false idols into the ground under the weight
You're starting a war here.
of pure reason. What do you think about that?
I would like to see a follow up to the lens comparison video actually, because there still seems to be quite a bit of debate and disbelief, and I would also like to see the instructors at the film school take these lenses through more paces.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
see shining
Because I would
lights into the
argue-
lenses and rack focusing,
Right.
and just some full on lens calisthenics.
And here's the
see
other one.
exactly what we get out of
And
them.
here's the other one. Here's what I do want to see. The prevailing wisdom is a prime is always going to be better than a zoom lens.
Right.
That's
Correct.
a prevailing wisdom.
Especially, I want to see you guys shooting at a variation of stops. I want to see the lenses.
Yeah, so we
opened all the way up.
So we
Yes.
ran through a
Closed all the way
bevy.
down.
We ran through a bevy of real world scenarios. It was hilarious because there was one comment who was like, "Yeah, well, if you're just gonna shoot in the crappy outdoors, then of course
The
they're gonna look
crappy
the same."
outdoors?
It's like, what are you talking about? A lot of movies take place outside, bro.
Outdoors. Why
The
are outdoors
world.
crappy? You're
Yeah.
in front of the Pacific
It's like
Ocean.
they'll fall apart when you put them in the studio. It's like, what are you talking about? Like movies like only get shot indoors. You know, it's like, what is
yeah,
going
no,
on?
I
Movies
agree,
only
but that
get
is a
shot
fair point,
indoors.
though. They want that. What that comment says is people want to see these lenses under studio
Oh,
conditions as well.
and guess what?
Yeah.
I'll give it to them.
Yeah,
Got
I
it.
mean,
You
It's
want
gonna
it?
happen.
we'll do any scenario now, and then
Because here's my-
we should follow it up within the YouTube Vimeo thing, all in one. We,
Yeah,
we,
'cause
we
here's-
open them up.
Yeah, and here's why. Here's why, real quick. Here's my thought on that. At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, I think a zoom lens, like a cheapo zoom lens, is going to be not really that much different than the most expensive prime. Nobody wants this message out there, right? Now, there's reasons to have more expensive lenses. It's ease of use. It's the ability to have long focus pulls and do all that stuff. Those are all valid reasons. But that's not what people say when you say, well, let's get this lens over this lens. They're like, well, it's so much sharper. And
Right.
it's like, what are you talking about? The contrast is so much better.
It's usually the complete opposite, right?
Yes.
These older lenses are far softer. The new cheap compacts are really sharp and crisp, and those are the ones when I took the test that I thought looked the best to me.
Yeah, and you know, there may be an aesthetic thing.
Yeah.
But even and really kind of, I think one of the funniest things that came out of all this was the people who were like, yeah, well, you know, if you get the older lenses, it's going to be so much better because they're just. And it's like, what?
Wow.
It's like, this is an aesthetic thing. And then here's my
Here's
favorite.
what
They're
it
like,
is. Go ahead.
Oh well, here's my favorite thing where they're always like, well, you can't shoot movies on those, you know, on Canon so and so's, and I back up for a second. I just want to just to be clear, these are lenses that like award-winning, Pulitzer Prize-winning photographs have been shot on.
Yeah.
So your crappy student film is better than 20 years of New York Times best,
These lenses are being used in feature films. You just went out and saw Avengers 2, and I guarantee you there were a lot of stunt cams that were like 5Ds and stuff like that equipped with compacts.
Who in the audience, like I challenge anyone out there to be like, tell me which shots in Avengers were 5D shots. No, go ahead, just go for it. Just tell me which ones. What? No?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Mad Max because I hear they use a ton of GoPro stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because obviously, for obvious reasons, they can mount that anywhere.
Absolutely.
And to get even broader, what we've just proven is it's not about the lens. It's not because it's all about the story. And going back to high school, whenever I first saw 28 Days Later, I was like, what? They shot this on an XO1? What's an XO1? And then they started attaching cinema lenses to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which in turn made the camera a little bit more look like a film camera, but it maintained this different aesthetic that I wasn't familiar with. But again, it just, at the end of the day, who cares? Like, it was a great movie, and it's about how you use the lens and everything.
Every lens is a different paintbrush.
Yes.
They're a tool, and it is important to understand what stroke you're going to get when using said tool. And that's it. It's not a matter of what's better or what's worse.
And for the most
They're
part,
just different.
And for the most part, all those paintbrushes are the same. Anyway, so for those of you who are skeptical about what we're talking about here, head on over to youtube.com/RJ Film School or school.rocketjump.com. We have the video there. You take the test yourself. Prove your visual acuity to your peers and your loved ones, because so far, I don't think anyone's done very good at all on the test. Anyway, I'm very excited about it. Another thing I'm actually excited for, and I tell you about this, I was looking because we've been trying to do, I want to do the world, like a Guinness World Record longest Hitchcock zoom.
Oh yeah,
that'd be great.
The Vertigo,
like the Vertigo zoom,
Yeah.
but like what's the physical? And Canon came out just like last. It's supposed to be this year, but they have a 50 to 1,000 millimeter lens.
Yeah.
Like
What was that built for?
I assume
Looking at the
it's
sun.
I assume it's 4K sports. I assume it's like sports photography.
sounds
Oh right.
If you're like on the sidelines and you need to go way in, but 50 is like a reasonable lens. But
Right.
1,000.
Sure.
So I don't know. We're gonna try to figure out how that goes. Anyway,
Tracking a golf ball down the fairway type of shot.
oh, that might be bad. That might be bad. Anyway, so that's us with the film school lens comparison. We're doing the Hulu show last weekend. Big deal. I didn't go to this. Did you go to this Pacquiao fight? Everyone was at the office.
We
you
watched
know
it
what?
here. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Couldn't care less about boxing.
Oh man,
Well, this was supposed to be the fight to change that.
That's what I've
and
been
it
hearing.
didn't happen.
That's how it was billed, right?
Yeah.
The fight of the century.
Yeah.
Was what I heard for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know anything about boxing.
I
so I can't
remember-
really speak to it.
I remember these fighters when I was a kid. They're still around. I was like, okay, I'll check this out again.
I don't know. I remember Mike Tyson was a big deal. I
you
watched
know what-
Mike
Oh, yeah.
Tyson when I was a kid. And that's
yeah.
it.
You know here's the problem. Okay,
What?
is that the world has been exposed to World Star and MMA and you know what I'm saying? Like it's a violent world out there. You got videos of beheadings and you have videos of fights in the streets and police brutality and MMA's no holds barred, people getting knocked out, breaking their legs. Like it's brutal, crazy brutal. And boxing, by comparison, is now this almost tame sport. It's almost like this it's like a pornography riddled public is exposed to like a 1940s burlesque show. It's like, that's it. This is what was titillating. That's it. It's just a bunch of people dancing up and down.
Yeah.
That's it. Like
Yeah.
I've seen so much crazier stuff in my time.
I've been thinking about this a lot. I actually told Benji a little bit about it. I can only imagine the way boxing has changed in the last 100 years and how by far it's just become more about the sponsors and more about like making money and selling ringside tickets as opposed to
like
like
most things in
some
our
dudes
capitalist
down on
society.
the docks in the 20s who actually just beat the crap out of each other.
Biff!
Yeah.
Biff!
And I was like that sport has long
Well, that's
been gone.
kind of like because Kimbo Slice, right? It was
Yeah.
almost like he was almost like it was such a different take on because it was essentially boxing, but it was bare knuckle, right? Was what
Bare
he was
knuckle,
doing.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he give boxing or MMA a try? Isn't that correct, Benji? Was it MMA? Kimbo?
He didn't do so hot,
No, he
I
got the.
Yeah, he didn't do so hot.
No.
But I mean, it's one of those things where it's like there's a lot of just weird stuff, and I think a lot of people really got behind this fight because like Floyd Mayweather is like a demonstrable POS, like piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And like Pacquiao, on the other hand, is like he's like a mayor.
I don't know anything about.
Yeah, he's going
Pacquiao.
to run for president.
Like you know that
When he
he
retires,
like holds
yeah.
local office in the Philippines
That's
and stuff.
incredible.
Yeah.
Like he's like full on, not only a like good person, like a hero to an entire country.
For sure.
Like came from the bottom, like got elected. He's like a mayor now.
Just
Like,
humbled.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he's like totally good dude. And then like Mayweather. Yeah, anyway, so there was a lot of that going on.
I don't really understand the rules. That's one of the reasons why I never got into boxing. I mean, beyond the knockout or the TKO.
So it's a point based thing. So it's like it's about how many punches you throw, how many you successfully land, and how many like power punches you throw, and how many of those land. And there's a whole tally system. Like the judges. That's
But I
what
feel
they're
like it's
doing.
always rigged, right? Isn't it?
Well,
Doesn't
there's
it seem
three
like
judges.
It
So the idea is
seems
that
like
never
that.
on point.
Well, but the idea is there's 3 judges sitting there like making check marks the whole time and be like, okay, he punched 40 times and 30 of those in my estimation counted. You know, and
Got
those
it.
3. That's what they mean when they say split decision means like a judge didn't agree with the other ones in terms of the.
I gotcha.
But at the end of the day, it's just that.
But when you say rigged, do you mean like, hey, you're going down in the 5th type of guy? Like that there's some behind the scenes
Yeah, I
dealings
think
going
so.
on
When
still?
you're dealing with that kind of money, that has to happen.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'll put it this way: I guarantee you, like, because there's been examples of Tyson fights back in his prime, which was pay per view. Everyone got paid money for it, and then like it was done in 10 seconds. Like he just knocked the guy out. And there's so I guarantee you for something like this, they're like, yeah, let's try and make that's why
Make it last.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But I think it's one of those things where boxing had this moment where it was like, hey, maybe people, and now everyone's
No.
like, oh right, this is boring.
Yeah.
Somehow more boring than golf.
That's too bad.
Really? Is it though? Is because let's back up for a second. Let's talk about sports. Do you feel like there's a part of me that's like it's like MMA is like glorified blood sport. Like it's like dudes just like
I don't get into MMA either.
I mean, but there's something like
Blood sport. Whoa.
Bloodsport.
that's
the
true.
film.
So let's back up. Let me back
totally
up.
get into.
I completely
Like,
take
that's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. But there's like this certain level of like I don't know. It's like there's something about like this whole thing where like we're just gonna it just ties into this weird like machismo. We're gonna watch these dudes like wail on each other in the octagon and mixed martial arts and like tap out shirts and like just like bro culture, and it's like I don't know, man. Do we really need it?
No, of course we don't need it.
It's
we
our
don't need
culture.
We don't need 99% of the crap that we have.
It's our
you know?
culture clinging on to that like barbarian like gladiator mentality where you put some people in a ring and you
Yeah, but like
see
let me
violence.
put it this way, like and maybe this is the answer. BattleBots are coming back.
BattleBots!
Sick robots. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why that's coming back. I thought that
You don't know why.
Come on.
No,
Come on,
why?
Des. Because okay, back up.
Did you watch BattleBots?
Yeah, I watched BattleBots. It's boring.
Oh man.
Yeah, sorry,
You didn't
guys.
see the
It's
shredder?
not- Come on.
Clearly.
But,
There's
like,
always
you
the
never-
wedge. There's always the boring
wedge.
wedge
Okay,
bot
let's back up, let me
that
back
would
up.
flip a guy
Let me
over.
back
That
up.
would be the winner.
Let's back up.
I want the bot with 12 circular saws
Right.
spinning in all different directions.
They had that.
I know, but they never win.
No.
That
you're
bot
right,
is
you're right,
completely
you're right.
inefficient.
It's
You're right.
The intimidation factor doesn't work on another robot.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. No. You know what?
It's always math bot.
So I think
Yeah.
we're trying to-
3.4 wins again.
I love that the wedge would win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parabola bot takes another title.
WedgeBot versus ParabolaBot. We'll see which one is lower to the ground.
Exactly.
And it looks like, once again, WedgeBot with its 0.3 millimeter ground clearance comes away the victor.
Yeah.
As it's able to physically get under the other bot and lift it so that it is rendered inoperable. The crowd goes wild as WedgeBot lifts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like as WedgeBot lifts Killgasmo into the air 4 inches. Killgasmo. The corner, Killgasmo's corner is just real look of disappointment on their faces there. They really should not have. They should have anticipated the fact that a bot could be so thin and so basic, and they're throwing in the towel now.
Every fight was like that.
You're right. Actually, you know what? You're right. But
Yeah.
okay, to be fair, I think they're gonna try and change that. But tell me you didn't as a kid be like, man, if I could make a BattleBot and come up with a battle. Like, what was your BattleBot?
Oh, what? Man, it would have to have 2 of everything, you know. It has a wedge
Redundancy bot
Yeah.
enters the ring.
Redundancy bot. It has to have a wedge on the front, because clearly that's always the winner. The little flip tech, you know, so you can wedge underneath it, flip the guy onto his back, and then it's got some sort of rad, like, metal cutting chainsaw.
Yeah.
So we can go up and deal the death blow.
There you go.
Slice through their
It's
gut.
got to, knock them out.
What was your bot, Joey?
Well, it had to be able to operate or flip over on both sides.
It would have to work.
It would have to work. No, it would have to have some good armor. But if it does get flipped, it has to be able to either right itself or be able to operate upside down.
Oh yeah. That was. I do recall there was a ambidextrous bot.
Yeah.
Right.
Back in the day.
Yeah, it's a dual bot.
Yes.
And I'd put my money on anything
the
that
yin
could flip
yang.
over.
Yes. Yes. Yin yang versus wedge bot.
I don't want to stop you from doing your thing, but I have a theory now that the arena in which BattleBots take place is a fun place. It's like a playground of death.
Yeah.
And
Fair.
maybe that's what is missing from the sport of boxing.
Oh, there we go.
Lions
is like,
in the corner.
Instead of the
style.
ropes, they put spikes. Instead of the corners, they have like a chainsaw blade.
Circular saws that pop up through the floor.
Exactly.
Real quick. Chess. Not really even a sport, but man has fought machine.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Boxing.
That's conflict.
Floyd Mayweather versus Killbot. Like I want to see that. I'd pay-per-view the hell out
That's
of
the
that.
next Rocky movie.
Oh man,
That would be
because
great.
they'll turn
Now
Stallone
you're
into
talking.
a robot.
Yeah.
Now you're talking. BattleBots
he has to fight
merge with real boxing.
He has to fight 8 Kuka arms. But here's the concession. He can use as many performance-altering drugs as he needs.
Absolutely. There's no drug testing whatsoever, and the show is executive produced by Vincent Kennedy McMahon of the World Wrestling Entertainment
A man who
business.
truly understands entertainment.
Exactly, showmanship. Come
I
in
would
and put a
watch that.
slick gloss of showmanship all over that sucker.
Yep.
Watch. It's Floyd Mayweather versus WedgeBot. WedgeBot drives aggressively at his ankles. He's tripped Mayweather. He's down for the count.
Mayweather has gone down for the first time in history.
Looks like WedgeBot managed to just get under his shoes there. Because in my head, like, by the way, like, part of BattleBots was also just the idea of, like, just because it really did. You're right. It really just ended up as wedges driving at each other really fast.
Yeah.
But it actually gave me this idea. I remember, like, sort of like thinking about that and driving one day and being like, if my car, right, from the roof of my car to the front was just this long, like, 10-degree wedge, and then just like barely over the ground, and then the back was the same way.
Yeah.
In fact, just all the way around. Like, you know when you go mini golf, there's that red like little volcano cone like hole sometimes. Sure. You have to putt it, you have to uphill into the thing. That, but as a car. And I was like, if you had that, no one would ever get in an accident with you, because if they were coming in too hot from behind, they just roll right up over you.
They have that. It's called a snowplow. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
But
Like they would just roll right up,
I wanna
or
see you-
alternately, they would just get air off of your ramp. Just had this vision of just like driving through traffic, just like cars just like flailing about. Like, man, that'd be great.
I want to see you attach a snowplow thing to the front of your minivan and then just see you get to work leaving.
Just volunteer on the weekends. Never, since it doesn't snow out here.
Right.
Yeah.
Just have it.
I really like the idea of WedgeBot. Like, I was just thinking right now about like were there WedgeBot groupies? Was he like too cool for school?
Yeah,
like, were
for
there
sure.
sick WedgeBot shirts?
But they were 47-year-old like high school mathematicians. You know,
Like, the triangle is clearly the most powerful form.
see, I told you, kids, and you told me I'm just another dumb geometry professor.
But look, looks like trigonometry wins again, kids.
They would do that though. I mean, I didn't really get too into the BattleBots underground, but they had like a Real Steel type of, father-son story.
Did you see
going
Real
on.
Steel?
Yeah, Real Steel was great.
Yeah.
Did you see Real Steel?
No, but I know of it.
I really enjoyed Real Steel, and there's one detail in Real Steel that like made it, because they didn't have this, it went from could have been a classic to just a good solid movie. Where it's the kid and they're in the arena, right, and then the BattleBots, like, they're underneath, like, like in the hallways. And like, I forget what the name of the main bot is, like, walking, and he's got underneath, to the fight, and the kid's like, oh my gosh, like, taking pictures, but he has a posse with him, right? And the problem is the posse is human. Like, the BattleBot's going, and he's got like a bunch of like people like taking notes and like doing all that stuff, and it's like the boxing posse. But They're all human.
Why are they taking notes?
No, it's like the scientists, like calibrating
right,
himself.
okay.
And I was like, how much better would that have been if his boxing posse was also robots?
Right.
Because as he's going by, like there's a guy who's just like, "Hey kid," and he throws him like a shirt with like the BattleBot's like face on it, and the kid's like, "Oh my gosh!" But it's like, how much better is that character who throws the kid like the shirt if it was a robot, just like, "Hey kid," and like throws it? It's just like a robot, like a hype robot that just throws T-shirts into the crowd.
Hype
Like,
bot.
and I couldn't stop thinking about like what a missed opportunity that was. Where it's like, man, they could have had his whole crew be robots and just rolled out and just this like gang of robots roaming this arena, throwing T-shirts to their fans. I was like, I would have, and I just that soured the
pay to see
movie.
that. It's
a
That
perfect
soured the
world.
movie a little bit for me.
What? All right.
Because it was just humans.
I like to think that is the only thing that made it from not being a great film.
yeah, that was what held it back. That's exactly the
Yeah,
only
that's
thing.
the one.
Oh boy.
Great.
Anyway, so Bloodsport. Let's get more robots. I want to see the Deep Blue Kasparov match, but in boxing form, in fisticuffs. I just want to see a man pummeling a machine as sparks fly and engineers in white lab coats flip out in the background. Is that too much to ask? I think
No,
that's-
not at all. I mean, there's a niche for everything, right?
I think that's what this world needs.
I look forward to it. I want to see some more BattleBots. I feel like it was short-lived. I want to go out to Treasure Island.
Real quick, what would you name your BattleBots team, Joey?
Oh, my BattleBots team?
Yeah.
My team or my bot?
Both.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
God.
Des, you go first.
No shit, I don't know.
Mine will be
Yeah, you go first.
Killgasm,
Killgasm?
and it'll be team Isosceles, and Killgasm is actually just a wedge robot.
See, this is why nobody watched BattleBots. This is why BattleBots failed, and I can't understand who thought it was a good idea to bring this back.
I heard it's gonna be more reality show too. They're gonna
Right.
be like go into the lives
that
of
makes
everyone.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured mine out.
Okay,
Here
Joe,
it is.
go. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
It has to fit with my personality.
Fair.
And nothing better fits that than Sack of Hammers. And let me describe.
Okay.
Let me describe.
please do,
Let
Joey.
me describe my dream bot here. Okay, so so picture this. Picture a bot with like a weird sort of like a sperm whale style mouth.
All right.
That sort of fed into like a lawnmower bag, right? Okay. So it would just sort of run around the theater scooping up people, capturing it in its bag, and then it would have a sledgehammer on the back of it as like a tail, like a scorpion
scorpion's tail, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a sledgehammer, so it would capture its prey in the bag,
Right.
and then smack in the sack.
Oh,
and then
that's-
smack it with a hammer.
That's
And,
pretty cool.
and tie
Sack
it
of
off.
hammers.
So it would tie off whatever bot
Yeah.
inside the bag.
Yeah.
And close it off.
Yeah.
And then just beat it with hammers. Wait,
Combat
what's that?
Robot Hall of Fame.
Do they have a sack of hammers?
Benji's
is a
pulled
thing.
up the Combat Robot Hall of Fame. What's the number one? Who's the greatest, most
Biohazards in the inaugural class.
Of course.
Biohazard?
I've heard of Biohazard.
Robot named the Chin Killer.
The Chin
Chin
Killer?
Killer.
The Chin Killer.
I remember these.
Cassius.
They had better names than because there's something about like you know what there.
Dr. Inferno Jr.
Dr. Inferno Jr. There's something to be said for having the bot just called WedgeBot, and everyone's like, God, not again,
Guys.
WedgeBot. Like seriously, really? We have to go against. Hey guys, did you see the ladder? Did you see the ladder of the turn? We're going up against WedgeBot in round 1. Might as well just
Again?
go home to Topeka now.
More of these wedges.
I would make a completely useless bot and call it Tony or something like that. It would just go out there and it would just look like a head mounted on like 2 little feet with 2 little hands, and it would just kind of like dance around the ring, get the shit kicked out of it. They're like, okay, Tony wasted our time.
Oh,
Tony didn't even try.
Like the head,
yet again.
should be like ballistic gel. So when it gets pummeled, it's like really
Oh, it
graphic.
splits open
It's
and
like,
all this
whoa.
goo pours out of it.
It's
Yeah.
like, whoa, guys.
Yeah.
No attack.
WedgeBot just murdered Tony.
It has no attack or defense. It's just neutral. It's just a robot.
Yeah, completely neutral.
It's just Spatula Bot, which is just a spatula with a giant weight at the other end. And it would, if you got on that flat surface, you were getting flipped.
Oh yeah, like the Mario. Remember in Mario
Yeah, yeah.
64, that spatula thing that would flip you?
Because in my head there's a really fun like series here where it's like Spatula Bot. It's like who we up against first round. Pancake Bot, we got this shit in the bag.
Pancake Bot. That's crazy because I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Pancake Bot.
Yeah, but it's not a flat bot. It's just a hot plate on wheels. It's just burning a stack of hot flapjacks. With Tony and Pancake Bot just smacking into each other.
You know, it has an arm that comes out and dispenses maple syrup on top of it. But it's like, oh yeah, the maple syrup arm. Clearly, that's gonna get in the gears and rotors of other bots. No. It's just for its own self. It's just to like spray maple syrup onto itself.
Whenever it enters the pit, you just flip over the cake.
I've come full circle. I think BattleBots could be a total blast.
Yeah,
if people are allowed to get really nuts with it.
I mean, I'm willing to make our own. I mean, these are our dream bots that we should do this at RocketJump. We should have a BattleBot week.
You want to be the ultimate bot. And like if this is your team would have to do a lot of work to get this done.
Okay.
But you call it, I don't know what you would call it, but the bot would basically be like, what you do is this, okay? You find out who you're up against, and then the night before, you figure out like what hotel those guys are staying in, and you steal all their phones and iPods and like iPads, and then you use their stuff as armor for your bot. So the guy's driving.
The worst idea I've ever heard.
So you go on, that's like, that's my phone. Like, we can't damage this bot.
No, they took a picture of my mother and I out of my wallet and they attached it to the bot.
No. It's because the person driving it has thousands of dollars of their electronics at stake.
Of course.
Right?
Yes.
I get it.
This is the equivalent. It's the equivalent of throwing a fight, but in a robot world, you know? What do you guys think?
I think we should go get BattleBots is coming back.
Yes.
We need to find out how RocketJump can sponsor a BattleBot.
Yes, I know.
Joey,
yeah,
I really
Chief
like
engineer.
your bag of hammers design.
Chief engineer.
Yeah.
I think any saw blade would cut through it, but I mean, but it's still the dream.
I mean, maybe we can mount my Tony head on top of it.
Oh, good.
If your toad's cool with that, we
gosh.
can just merge those two ideas.
Well, Tony's head should be surrounding the sledgehammer so that it actually
Or the sledge is encased with Tony's head,
Oh my
so
God.
it's Tony headbutting all the other bots.
Yes. Okay.
You know, real quick, you know what would get this show ratings through the roof?
What?
Is if it's like the showdown of the century. Paperbot versus Scissorsbot, and then Paperbot somehow wins. Like people would go nuts.
I don't know.
I thought you said.
I don't know if they would.
I thought you said pay per bot. Like it was people would be in demand to see a certain bot, not like paper.
I got you.
Paper.
We should go. We should take a break and go put plans together to build a RocketJump bot.
All right,
Quick break.
keep an eye out for the Team RocketJump on BattleBots this season. We're going to be killing it.
You guys should comment below and let us know.
Oh, good bot
the
names.
ultimate bot.
Yeah, good
Right.
bot.
What
names.
should
Let
we
us
put
know.
on this thing?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll be back in just a second. See you in a bit. You know, the first website I ever built, I did it in Dreamweaver 1.0. This is embarrassing. It was a Star Wars site, and what it was just pictures of Star Wars, like Star Wars pictures, just links to that. That was the whole site. Had an under construction GIF too. So like when you got to it, you'd be like, oh, hey, is this all there is? No, could be more. There's gonna be more Star Wars GIFs coming our way. That was the whole site. I made some very questionable design decisions at the ripe age of 13, and I wish back then I had what I have now, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is the easiest and best way to create a professional looking website for whatever it is you want to do. Blog, online store, company site, personal site, demo reel. You know, if you're a film professional and trying to get yourself out there and you need to get something online that looks good and just works, Squarespace is the answer for you. Because when you make a website nowadays, there's a lot of stuff you got to think about. You got phones, you have tablets, you have different interfaces, different resolutions, different computers, browsers. It's a nightmare to get everything coded right to make sure it looks right on every single possible thing that someone's going to look at your website on. And not to mention, on top of all that, who has time for that? You're going to spend all this time coding. You're not going to spend time making yourself a good-looking website, and that's where Squarespace comes in. Simple, drag-and-drop interface. It's only $8 a month, and you can get a domain with it for free if you buy Squarespace for the year. Every site comes with an online store, so if you're selling something, you got some commerce, you want some e-commerce you want to be doing, super easy to use. It's fantastic drag-and-drop interface, 24/7 support. Listen, there's lots of ways to make a website. You can do it the hard way and, spend hours trying to make it look right. Or you can just go the easy way, make it look professional right from the get-go, and worry about other things. Worry about running your business. Worry about getting stuff for that demo reel with Squarespace. And if you head over to Squarespace and use the offer code Facerocker, Facerocker will get you 10% off of your first purchase, and you'll be supporting the podcast. Support Squarespace because they support us. We love them, and there's no better place to make a website. So what are you waiting for? Get out there. Get a good website. Impress all your friends, family with how sick your site is. Squarespace.com. Use the promo code Facerocker. Welcome back, everybody, as Des gets a little more comfortable.
I'm getting situated.
Joey here, you sound like you have a little bit of time behind the mic. Is that right?
Yeah.
Got a little experience here?
I've been. Can you ask me again?
I was trying to.
Did we throw you?
I wasn't ready.
I was trying to be smooth.
Des got comfortable and I got distracted. I was
I'm
man,
sorry.
maybe I should get more comfortable.
I was trying to be smooth, but here's the thing, Joey, and
My partner in crime,
your partner in crime,
Mike James.
have been doing a podcast of their own called A Long Walk with Mike and Joey. Yeah, and. Well, tell me about the premise for it. Tell me about the premise.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We go on a long walk, and our podcast takes place where we walk places talking about thinking and life and using our feet around, the world.
And so, Des, you're laughing over there. I actually took the time to listen to this podcast all the way through, because otherwise, I'm not going to plug anything I don't personally endorse.
Exactly. It's a good policy.
It's a fun podcast, man.
Yeah.
It's a fun podcast.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so what happened on this podcast? Freddie, give us your idea.
Because here's what it is. There's a goal at the get-go. It's like they tell you where they're going, and you get to kind of hear the journey, and it's sort of a meandering, fun walk. But here's what it does, right?
Right.
You ever notice like when you go camping and you guys like just sitting around the campfire? It's like usually it's a conversation that you usually just don't have around the campfire, right?
Absolutely.
Because it's a context. It's like you're sitting there, you're more relaxed, you're staring at a fire. Everyone kind of gets in a spot, and it's kind of weird. So there's really kind of it's an interesting conversation always, right? In the same vein, when you're not sitting around the couch with microphones and you're just like walking around and navigating traffic on the way, it's a different type of conversation you have.
Sure.
And it's really interesting. And sometimes you'll hear like snippets of people, and there's a great moment in the first episode where you guys like stop to like ask a stranger their opinion.
Oh
about
yeah,
something
just on their own walk.
you're talking about,
that's
you know?
great.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, what do you think? And then just all of a sudden this voice just comes out, I think it should be this way. Yeah, right? And then they just kind of keep moving, which is like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it definitely has a sort of atmospheric vibe to it. It is sort of a radio play. You could put it on and then close your eyes, and then you're on Sunset Boulevard with us, or you're at the racetrack with us. And
So where's the last place you went?
last place we went was the zoo, and we both hate the zoo, and we were hungover at the time, and we had actually bet on the Pacquiao fight. Whoever lost the fight paid for the other person's ticket to the zoo.
Oh, great.
Was that fight going on as you were recording?
No. That happened the night before, and
I
so yeah. And it what happens is it's not edited. We're just on a one take, improvised, just casual conversation. We talk about whatever happens to us or whatever we're thinking about at the time, and it feels very organic, and it's called a long walk because we are physically walking, and we often just end up on tangents.
Right.
So
Yes.
we start in a place and we tangent off, and then somehow this might happen, this might not. We'll tie it back into whatever we were talking about. In a weird bow.
So are you recreating the casual conversation between two bros on a long walk?
No, it just is two bros.
Even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah, it's just two bros.
So you guys don't come in with any agenda.
No, we've actually tried this. We tried having a written agenda, and it didn't work.
Right.
You could tell.
So it's better you just both happen to meet each other up.
Yeah.
And you happen to have microphones.
Yeah.
I kind of do.
Mike James and I have a certain just musical back and forth
Rhythm?
vocabulary. Yeah. So we're often thinking about the same thing like moments after we've thought it. so then it just starts to spill out. Like we finish each other's sentences type of stuff.
Nice.
And our sentences are usually
Awesome.
It's stupid wisdom.
Okay.
You know, it's not something that I wouldn't call us idiots, but we don't. But we're also not.
I stop just short of idiot.
Yeah. We also don't know how to put into words these larger things in life that we learn about, and it's fun. So I mean, just check it out.
Yeah, it's a good time. Where is it? Where can we find it?
It's we just switched from iTunes to SoundCloud because SoundCloud thank you, SoundCloud, you mirror to iTunes. So whenever we upload on SoundCloud now, it'll show up in iTunes. So
Sick.
That's very helpful.
So both places, SoundCloud, iTunes, A Long Walk with Mike and Joey. How long is each episode?
It depends on our journey.
It depends on how long the walk is, am I right?
It comes in around 30 minutes.
I want you to do one where you guys walk like downtown LA at like 2 a.m.
We're doing Art Walk tomorrow night.
Okay, all right.
That
all right.
could be good. But no, I think what Freddie's
I want one, like,
getting at is like
deserted
the most
downtown.
dangerous street in America. And you guys got to walk down it.
We talked about
dead
that.
of night.
We were talking about doing like a Compton, South Central, something like that journey, but we want to go run with the Bulls before we do anything else.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, we wanted like.
Could you imagine an
Hey,
entire
we're in Spain.
podcast episode as you're running from the Bulls?
That's great.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
You just hear yourself just eating shit.
Yeah. Oh God, Mike just went down. A bull took his pants off.
Anyway.
He's a man though. He's now a man officially. He touched a bull.
Oh man.
So yeah, I mean,
So for okay.
we want to do a Rose Bowl flea market and start haggling.
Oh
You know,
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, we want to do all these. We have all these things in the pipeline here.
I really like these high concept podcast ideas. We gotta try a couple.
You get like waterproof mics, so you can go to a
Whoa,
water park.
Golf cast.
That's true. We've been
Yeah.
still experimenting with it. I think we have the last piece, and I figured it out. But anyway, but yeah, man, high concept podcast, man. That's gonna be the next thing. That's gonna be the future of entertainment, right there.
Yeah, I hope so.
So anyway, moving on. For those of you out there watching, it should be a Friday that you're listening or watching. This is when it's coming out. We should have. Let's cross our fingers.
Plan is
we just put out a video. It's the culmination, the ball pit video that we've
mentioned 10,000 times
and been
because
working
it's
on.
been in play for the last 6 months.
And hopefully now, as you
Whoa.
see it, you realize why it's been talked about for a long, because it's such a long video. But it's our sort of Roman Atwood collaboration. He very graciously sold us some ball pit balls, a lot,
$250,000
ball
to
pit,
be
$250,000
exact.
ball pit balls. And really quick, we were a little worried. I'm gonna be honest before this video came out, because last week, Funny or Die on their Twitter put out a picture of their conference room filled with balls. And they said, they're like, we have 60,000 balls. and we were looking around like, oh no.
Oh crap!
gonna-
Someone's gonna beat us to the punch and do a ball pit.
Another ball pit ball.
And looks like,
Office ball pit video.
and as far as I can tell, based on their site, it looks like what they did there, they did a little photo series, like a photo GIF series. Which is almost worse, because that means that they were able to spend what we know how much 60,000 balls cost on almost a whim. It's just like, hey, wouldn't it be fun if we just fill this up and then give us a good time?
Took
Yeah.
some pics.
It's okay. Just it happened.
That's harsh, man.
I know.
But we got ball pit video out. John's been sort of toiling at a lot of sort of crazy visual effects. It was, gosh. I'm literally, real quick, just for those of you listening at home, I'm literally staring off to the left here, and there is a plastic green ball
They're
in
everywhere.
the
you're right.
corner of our new office space.
There's
Came
one over
over.
there.
Yeah.
Like, somehow they followed us, and I feel like we're never going to get
They're everywhere.
Roman's balls out of our... Oh, wait, hold on. No, hold on.
Yeah, start
Erase
over.
that. Somebody, quick, hold on. Sorry, Benji, you got...
Take it back, strike that, reverse it.
Oh man. Yeah. So the ball pit video
Finally.
is out there.
No,
And
I'm
We've
freaking
birthed
out.
our ball pit opus.
you know what we need to do too is
Enjoy.
we need to. The plan right now, we're talking to you actually as we're finishing it up. The plan is to give it a real clickbaity title, a real BuzzFeedy title, and like a real clickbaity thumbnail, with the hopes to trick people into watching this 20-minute long video. But yeah, we're trying to put together some stuff here. There's gonna be some more stuff coming out hopefully this month. Some videos in the vein of old times, right before we get into the thick of the Hulu show. And actually, real quick, just now to mention the Hulu show, I'm not sure people understand or know this. The format of this show is going to have 8 shorts. It's going to be like crazy big, like action rocket jump shorts. And those are going to be coming out on YouTube, and you will be able to see these. And the Hulu show goes into much more depth, and you'll be able to see stuff early, on the Hulu side. But like, we're gonna, kind of get back into doing some of these, I guess, sketches, short films, probably is a better word for it. And we got some really cool stuff, some real like just crazy nuts
Completely
stuff in terms of
bonkers.
scale,
Yeah.
and in terms of writing and scale and production value. And it'll be unlike anything you've ever seen up until this point, but
Sorry, I feel better now.
Oh, sick.
Thanks, Joey.
You're the only one with headphones. I realized that.
Yeah,
that
it's
must have
just
been great.
I heard it and everyone at home heard it.
Yeah.
All the way through.
Oh, right.
So that's that.
sorry.
Hulu show's going. Ball pit videos up. Hopefully more videos out coming this week. What are you doing this weekend, Joey?
Oh, I mean, are we done talking about those things? Those are huge.
I mean, do you have this? Do you have anything left to say?
Do you have anything to add? Any crazy ball pit video stories?
Oh, I don't know. I was like, is Freddie just underselling like how awesome these things are? Or you're just tired?
It's an epic, man. It's huge.
so epic. These things are crazy.
Did you ever like ball pits when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Really?
it was.
I never liked it. Like at
What?
McDonald's, like you'd go and like,
Yeah.
I never liked them, man.
Oh, man, they're a blast.
It was always gross.
Yes, I
They
agree.
were
But
gross.
Like
when you're
even
a
I
kid,
knew it was gross, man.
I was
that's
gross.
the last time you're in the ball pit.
I was a gross kid.
When you're mature enough to realize how gross and germ-ridden it is, I'm climbing out and I'm never coming back. But until then, it's a blast.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever-
Actually,
Oh boy.
yeah. Okay.
Here we go.
So
Okay.
I had my dad had shown me Die Hard when I was way too young.
Yeah.
So I was climbing up the stairs
That
to get into
explains
a ball pit, and I was with my aunt Lisa at the time, and you know. I was climbing up the stairs, but I'm like 3 years old. I don't know how to like freaking use stairs, so I was like going. I was going like one
Do you
at a
remember
time.
this? Is
One,
this a memory?
No, I've been told this back,
Okay,
but it took place at a McDonald's ball pit.
Wait. You watched Die Hard when you were 2 years old?
Maybe I had overheard it in when my dad was watching or something, but I
Okay.
had heard it, and
Okay.
and they blame it on Die Hard.
Okay, what happened?
Okay, so I'm climbing up this ladder, and this like Angelica. If I'm Tommy Pickles, Angelica, the older, bigger little girl, is behind me, going like, "Hurry up!" And I just turn around to her, and I am told that I said, "Suck my dick." as like
three.
a 3 years old.
3 years old?
And she started crying and ran off and told her mom. And her mom told my Aunt Lisa, who she thought was my mom. And then my Aunt Lisa told my mom, and then I got in trouble. But I didn't get in trouble because my dad probably got in trouble, and now they're divorced.
What?
Sorry.
That's not not
Sorry.
where I
I know,
expected
I
that
know.
story to go. I thought it was going to tie into ball pit balls in some way.
I had to paraphrase the rest of
Instead,
my
it was
life.
the
Wow.
story of your parents splitting.
That story took a pretty hard
I've
left
only
turn,
done that
Joey.
one other time, and so I haven't played that throw in a random make everyone feel uncomfortable card.
Whoa. That's wow, man.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Didn't see that one coming. Did you see that one? No.
Joey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not asking for sorry. I was like, obviously, I use comedy to mask something that's really deep and.
God. Oh my God.
I won't
that's
keep going. I'm
twisted.
done.
That's so dark.
I don't want
Look
to.
how
just keep-
uncomfortable Freddie is right now. He's just
Man.
speechless. Freddie doesn't want to address any of this right now.
I put you guys in that situation on purpose. I've done that a few times.
Oh, that's great.
I get my kicks out of it.
Oh, it's great.
We're all over
Well,
it.
clearly you're okay with it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Oh, he fell off a cliff. He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
No, that's from Happy Gilmore when he gets dumped by his girlfriend.
He's dead.
Oh, right.
You know, my girlfriend's dead. You know, she fell off a cliff and died on impact. That's very nice.
That's very nice.
Okay,
Daz,
so
what about,
so
do
this
you have any
weekend-
awesome bog pit stories?
No, I don't, and I don't have anything that can follow the story Joey just told.
That's fair. Jeez, Joey.
But I mean, come on.
Come on, what?
Okay, all right. We all swear when we're kids. Like, it's not a big deal. Or are we still thinking about the other thing?
The other thing, clearly, the other thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, you're a kid. Like,
When's
you
the
didn't know
first
what
time
you were
you
saying.
swore that you got in trouble for? Can we swear on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, of
All right,
course.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't remember.
I think I said fucking. The first time I got in trouble, I said fucking. My parents had picked me up after a week of Boy Scout camp. My first week of Boy Scout summer camp. Yeah. Spent a week with the dudes, playing cards and shooting the shit. Picked up a couple of superlatives, and I got in the car. And one of the first things my parents said was, "So, how was it?" And I just went, "Man, fucking awesome."
Oh, man.
And I immediately started sweating, realizing I was going to get the crap kicked out of me for using that kind of language. It was not acceptable at that time. Yeah.
I remember as a kid, somewhat naively believing, I was like, swearing. I'm never gonna swear.
Oh, great.
That's just people who can't express themselves right. I don't ever have to do that. But then I forgot that swearing's fucking fun as hell. You know what I mean? It fucking feels great.
It's just great language.
Do you remember the first time you got in trouble?
I don't remember the first time I got in trouble. No. And because English was like, second language for my folks.
Yeah.
So even stuff like hell, crap, damn, like
damn.
it's just there.
I couldn't say sucks for the longest time. I'd have
my
to
mom
say
didn't care.
Stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom didn't care about like sucks.
That sucks. Can't say that. That stinks.
Well, it's always weird too because I was a real foul mouthed. Oh, I actually, you know what? No, Des, I remember now.
Yeah.
One of my earlier memories. I was over at my friend's house, and my friend, don't remember his name, was I realized now they were a Mormon family. Okay, and we were playing computer games, and at some point I was like, let's kick their butts. And then Dad was like, "Oh no, we don't use that kind of language in this house.
You can't say." Okay.
I was like, "What?"
I won't judge.
And I was like, "Okay." But I still remember that. I still remember getting chewed out by someone else's dad for saying the word butts.
You don't remember the name of your friend?
Kyle.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sweet. I was like, man, you don't remember your friend?
Butts.
You're such a renegade, Freddie.
How's that bad?
You're such a renegade.
Whoa.
That's not bad at all.
But the kid, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine growing up in a household where you can't say butts.
Sounds like Ned Flanders.
To be honest, totally.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, like, absolutely. And it was like, it was a lot of DOS games, and it was like stuff where I couldn't even comprehend what was going on.
They play games a lot. Are we still talking about Mormons? They have family night, game night
They
stuff,
do,
right?
They do, actually. They're single-handedly bringing back board games in a big way.
That's cool. Butts.
Love it. Don't
Joey,
say that, though.
what
Joey
was the
Butts
word?
is inappropriate.
Yeah, you can't say
sorry.
We don't use that kind of language on this podcast, Joey. What kind of what were you not allowed to say? Like obviously, the major.
I mean, the C word is still just a bad word. I won't even say that.
I don't even think my parents know what that is.
Yeah, that's good. Obviously, I wasn't allowed to say retard. Like that was like really frowned upon.
Interesting.
And that was in the house. Retard was a word that you just don't use around my mom, and she had always told me like, be nice to everyone, no matter who they are, no matter what they mental capacity. Obviously, myself would be included in that. So
Don't sell yourself short, Joey.
well. I had a car seat story with my mom where it's like the dropped on your head, but with a car seat and a engine block.
Wait, what?
So
wait, no.
do I have to? I got dropped on my head a little bit with a car seat.
Wait, what?
With a car seat?
Yeah.
You were in a car seat.
I mean, I feel like now looking back, I'm like, well, maybe that makes me such a quirky guy because I usually just think a little bit, Lord, in my own path. Right? I think on my own terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing this weekend, Joey?
I guess we're gonna go to the flea market. Yeah,
Oh,
maybe see us
yeah.
if you're in the area. We're
Melrose,
bopping
or which
around
one? Which
the
one?
Rose Bowl. It's the
Oh,
second
Rose Bowl.
weekend of the
Yeah,
month,
yeah.
so that's a big one. That's definitely gonna happen.
I went to a flea market, the Melrose one, a couple weeks ago, and
What'd you think?
well, there was a guy selling vintage video game stuff. And you're walking by, and it's like, okay, posters, carpets, furniture, and it's just like Nintendo, NES, Atari. And it's just like, how do you sell anything to anybody? Because like, if anyone cares about that stuff at all, they can just buy it online. I mean, it's like you can just get that stuff on eBay or online, just so much easier and cheaper. But the guy was just chugging along, man. It was cool.
Maybe he's got a passion. He's
That's
a
what
collector.
I'm going for. I'm actually looking for old Super Nintendo games when I go.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's gonna be my objective
Which
this
one?
week.
What are you looking for?
Well, Turtles in Time we owned and got stolen from us. So
Whoa.
I'm gonna rebuy. I'm
You
gonna
gotta replace
re-look
that. Sure.
Turtles in Time. That's what I'm gonna search for.
Nice.
What was your favorite old school SNES game?
That was it.
Turtles in Time?
Yeah,
They got
the
stolen?
Sewer surfing. Are you kidding? That was like one of the
Oh, that sounds
best
like a
levels
blast.
ever.
Yeah.
One of the greatest video game soundtracks too.
Yeah.
There was a game called Pocky and Rocky. Oh no, sorry. It was was hard. It was a fun game. But there's a game called Legend: The Mystical Ninja,
Okay.
which is just one of the weirdest games ever.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it for so long. So I remember renting it from like Blockbuster when I was a kid and playing it and being like, "That's a weird game," even as a kid. And then later on, being like, "Was that a dream, or was that a real game?" And I looked it up, and finally, like, I had to I spent all this time searching for it, and I finally found it. And I got it. Actually, I got it in it's in the tub over there.
Is it really?
It's a weird game.
Okay,
dude.
I'm down.
Anyway, yeah. But Des, weekend plans?
I'm going to. I have a lot of work to do this weekend, so I'm going to lock myself.
I have to return some videotapes.
I have to return some videotapes. I'm actually going to Palm Springs.
Nice.
I'm going to go stay in the mountains for the weekend and just work on some stuff and get out of town.
Sick.
Yeah.
A little soul searching.
A little soul searching, a little staycation.
Good times.
kinda
Good
action.
times.
I'm jealous.
I'm actually up in Seattle for a day because so we've been talking about this for a while, but Matt's really into these Geek Chic tables. They make really good gaming furniture, and as part of the Hulu show, we're like, we need to get a table for the office. That's definitely part of the Hulu show, right? Right, guys? Yeah. Okay, we bought a table. We're going up there to pick it up.
The gaming table
It's all
is necessary.
bullshit, but
Well, no,
We're
it's
getting a table
necessary.
out of
It's
the
gonna be big. It's gonna be a big part of the show. And no, you watch because you watch.
I know.
And we're getting a table. And I'm getting a table and driving it down. And we're going to play all these tabletop games on it, guys. It's going to be great.
So are you flying up and then driving back?
I'm flying up and driving back. Matt, with his crippling fear of flying,
Yeah.
is just driving up and driving back
What is
down.
that? Is that like a 36-hour haul?
He's left as of 20 minutes
He already
ago.
left.
I love
he left
that,
for Seattle.
I love that you let him go by himself.
No, he's
because
going
there's
with Nate.
no
He's going
way
with
in
Nate.
hell
Nate's
you're
with
going to sit in the car for 2 trips.
No. Nate's with him.
Okay.
Nate's getting real good documentary
Oh, that's
footage.
riveting. Just Matt
Yeah.
by himself.
Yep.
How do you like
On the road.
the thought that you get to just sleep in your own bed tonight and just show up in Seattle?
We're talking quality programming here, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, because Matt's gonna be unhinged, man. You want a camera in there. You know what I mean? Like that's what you
don't think
want.
so.
I think so. I think there'll be some real good footy coming out of that one.
How's the weather? Is it going to be raining?
No.
I drove through the night over, into Oregon, and it
what
was
day is it,
scary.
May?
It was scary. It was kind of a scary drive.
April showers bring May flowers, baby.
Just through the, the Shastas and the.
Yo, Shasta's scary, man.
Yeah, it was a scary road.
Yeah. Yep. Gonna be up in Seattle. Gonna just pick up a table and my buddy's motorcycle and bring him back down.
Oh, you're getting a motorcycle?
motorcycle.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Hey, tuna.
You didn't mention the motorcycle.
Tuna.
Well,
Pound it.
now you're down with it. The thing
Yeah.
that could kill me.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want that. Come on,
No.
man. Why'd you get all morbid on us?
Life expectancy will drop by like 1,000% if you ride a motorcycle. So.
Wait.
1,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Life expectancy will drop by 1,000. I was like trying to put that.
Yeah,
in
I know.
context.
I said that weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
It happens.
I mean, look. I don't know. I'll be careful.
Things to do in the future. BattleBots as a company.
Yep.
We should schedule a sort of either Easy Rider trip out on our motorcycles
I'd
to
go
Mardi
Easy
Gras.
Rider
We need
with
like
you.
Orange
Yeah.
County
I'd Easy Rider
Choppers
with you.
Yeah.
Let's do
Orange
it.
County Choppers needs to build RocketJump a sweet chopper, a RocketJump.
Ooh.
sponsor.
I'm gonna be totally honest. I want a motorcycle with a sidecar, just because
Okay.
come on, right? Like a sidecar. But here's the
sounds like
thing: I
fun.
realized when you have a motorcycle with a sidecar, you don't need a motorcycle license. You can just operate that right now.
No.
because it's a 3-wheeled vehicle. It's not a motorcycle license for 2 wheels.
That's
such
street
a
legal?
Bad,
That's street legal?
That's
full on
such
street
a
legal.
bad rule.
Like you could just straight up you
That
can
is the worst
skip
law.
getting a motorcycle license and doing all the
doesn't
motorcycle
sound like
training
that should be a
That
thing.
is
but
with
okay.
just a sidecar.
I call BS. I feel like that's a
100%
state-
true.
I think that's a state.
I believe
thing.
it. I don't
No.
think it's
Because
who knows?
different
I don't
states
know.
have
Maybe it's
different
perfectly
rules about
safe. What the
lane
hell do I
splitting
know
and
about
all this other
sidecars?
crap.
Yeah. No. Well. Anyway, sidecar. How sweet would that be? Anyway.
Sure.
Last thing we should do as a company, Baja.
okay.
Okay.
Done.
I want to do a
That's
Disneyland
just-
trip. Actually,
That's just going to happen.
Sure, we'll do that too.
That's
All right.
easier. That's the easiest.
All right.
Let's do that first.
Anyway, let's
go do
we'll
that
finish
now.
it up here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring the podcast. Check out the ball pit video. Just dropped. Whole cool behind the scenes right there. And a quick little shout out, of course, to Hewlett Packard HP. They provided us with some Z840 workstations to get that video done. Very helpful for the post production process.
Very nice.
Check us out. Rocket Jump tweet. Oh, Twitch. We're gonna start doing some Twitch stuff. So if you go to twitch.tv/rocketjump, subscribe to us there. You're gonna let us know. We've been doing some game stuff, and we have some really fun ideas for what we're gonna do on that. So for those of you who are fans of like watching game stuff, twitch.tv/rocketjump. We're just getting that going. It'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you, Benji, podcast
Thanks,
producer. Well. See you guys next week. We got a lot of stuff coming. Oh, I'm just thinking about all the work we have to do for this Hulu show.
I know it's a bit daunting.
Thanks
It
for
is.
having me on. Sorry if I sucked the air out a little bit with that weird.
No,
twist.
Joey, you're always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
Joey's a dream
It
come
comes
true,
from-
man, every time.
Thank you, Joey. Check out Joey's podcast. Is called A Long Walk with Mike and Joey. Fantastic podcast. iTunes, SoundCloud. And if you haven't subscribed to us, subscribe to us on iTunes. Leave a review. It's very helpful. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.